Are you an intentional manifester, a conscious creator, and you want to go from like step-by-step process to naturally creating the life you desire and dream of as a natural byproduct of who you are? So I call this mastering conscious creation, and I've created a system. I call it the system of you. And essentially, here's the steps to it. So first, one of the big keys to it, and if you've been in the law of attraction circles, this for some is a missing step, where the idea is to do alignment first. And for me, alignment, my definition of it, is your head, heart, and gut in harmony, being synchronized. And so from that, from being in alignment, and the easiest way to get there is with conscious breathing and being present. That's how you can harmonize. And so once you're in alignment, you get access to your inner guidance, you get access to infinite intelligence, your inner being. And then you can ask really great questions. And some of the best questions are like, what do I do now questions. Like, what's the most exciting thing I could do now for the well-being of all, for the well-being of those I love, to bring prosperity in my life, you know? And once you start asking really great questions, you can then open up to receive them. And when you receive them when you're in alignment, you can then follow through on them. They'll start moving you toward the things you desire. So then the next step of that is moving in toward the conscious creation component, the vibrational frequency component. Because the things you think about show up in your reality. Things you think about, you become. Things you focus on grow. And the way you feel is how you feel about it when it shows up. The feeling is the magnet that draws it in. So the more you open your heart, the more you feel appreciation, the more you feel elevated emotions, the more you magnetize things in. And then allowing, relaxing, being in alignment, non-resistance is then what allows it in even faster. So you start thinking about what you prefer, you focus on what you prefer, and you saturate that into your subconscious. And you do that with repetition, you do that with elevated emotion, you do that with the windows when the subconscious is more permeable to let that in. And so as you do this, you keep elevating your emotions, because as you bring in more of what you prefer and move toward what you prefer, you start asking better questions and you saturate more into your subconscious, and then you get better ideas as you elevate your emotions, as you elevate your state. I call that baseline boosting as well. So you, over time, you consistently create a new emotional baseline. And then from this place, because of the way you feel and what you think about are directly correlated, if you feel a certain way, the thoughts and memories you have access to reflect that. So as you feel better by participating in this and getting a new baseline going, you get more thoughts. When you get those more elevated thoughts and are more alignment with your desires, you're asking those kinds of questions to your inner guidance, you then feed that back into your subconscious. And one of the keys there is also to align with your unique essence. And your unique essence is this, it's like your core resonant frequency, the things you're passionate about, talent about, energized at, and improve at each time you do it. And when you focus on that as something that you align with and things to think about and focus on, you can then excel and be the best at what you do. So the key is first alignment, and then you connect into your inner guidance, and then you feed into it the vibration and frequency of things that you prefer. And I recommend that being your unique essence. And as you do that, resistance comes up. The reasons why you weren't doing that in the first place. And when that resistance comes up, you can transmute it. You can do it with beliefs, you can do energy work, you can do breath work, you can connect to superconsciousness and bring in a higher power that transforms it for you. And as you transmute that resistance, it then becomes more energy that you can use to propel yourself forward. And that's essentially the system of you. It's about the inner guidance and alignment, it's about the transmutation of the energy and resistance, and it's about focusing on what you prefer. And you go around this loop over and over again. And the idea is to devote yourself to it, to dedicate yourself to it. And when you do that, these are all skills. And each time you practice these skills, you get better at it. And each time you get better at these skills, that they become more of automatic. I want to call them habits. And so as you get habits of these skills and become more automatic, and you get more skilled at taking these actions, eventually you become a master of your craft when you devote quite a bit of time to it over and over again. And as you master the craft of conscious creating, master the craft of being in alignment, you master that skill of connecting and communicating with your inner guidance and trusting it and following through on it. Trusting it's a tricky part for a lot of people. And as you master focusing on what you prefer and thinking about what you prefer and talking about what you prefer and acting what you prefer and aligning that with your unique essence, your life becomes what you prefer. And mastery means that automation of it. So when you continuously participate in a passionate practice that you're devoted to, you keep getting better at it. You keep getting more refined with the nuances, and it keeps unfolding into something even better. And so, this is something I love helping people with. So if you found this video helpful, like, Subscribe, follow for more, leave a comment, tell me what was helpful about it, and share it with another powerful reality creator. All that stuff really helps the algorithm, really helps spread the videos. And my name's Kent Peterson. I'm a coach, and actually have an upcoming group program called Manifesting Genius, and it's really about bringing out your genius and creating the reality that you desire and dream of as a natural byproduct of who you are by mastering these skills. And in the beginning, when you first start mastering these skills and practicing them, you'll start accelerating the manifestation. It'll get easier, it'll get smoother, and the manifestations will get bigger. And so as we practice that in the group energy, as an immersion, it gets really powerful. We all help and encourage and celebrate each other as it happens. So if this is something you're interested in, also leave a comment, let me know. And yeah, thanks for watching this.